That was then and this is now, and he's far gone. And his voice had lingered on for far too long. He said, my fearless son, you can't be stronger than them all. The birds control the sky and if we jump the way we fall. And you need an alibi just to pass by in this life, cause Joshua can't protect you from dead sight. Oh no. When he left to find himself, I left his spirit and body and soul. I also left my family, literally. Cause if he's not worth anything, then what do I know? I'm just a carbon copy of a death machine.
Hey everyone, it's me, Duke CT Live once again for you here on the Duke CT Lounge. The phone number, as always, to join me, Duke CT, is 724-444-7444. The call ID to connect to me, Duke CT, is 92417. And once again, the call ID is 92417. Thank you very much for joining me. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you and yours. And, man, what an interesting week we had in pro wrestling. And, wow, let me tell you, it's been actually a very interesting week. And, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe it is just me. But, gosh, I did not like Raw. I don't know. Maybe it's just Raw. There were some good parts of Monday Night Raw. Ric Flair coming down the ring and, showcasing Ric Flair in that way. I really thought, I don't want to hop on what Muse said in his Raw reaction review. That to me, when you look at that, to me, that would have been a better way to end Raw instead of what we had. A guy basically coming out squashing. We don't know who this person is. I have no idea why I should care. I think he's shorter than Cena. I mean, I don't want to cast aside the complete and utter, I don't know who this guy is. I looked him up. He actually is a pretty good power wrestler. And the thing is, he was a face, and people actually, he was really good. Big E Lanston. This guy really is a very good wrestler in NXT. And I'm hopefully that this thing can work out for him. But the whole thing with AJ Lee is a mess. It's a complete and utter mess. I don't know what's going on. The whole storyline is, I don't know what they're going to do with it. Is Vicky a heel, or are they trying to make Vicky a face because she's now as allied with Cena? Cena's a face, and Dolph Ziggler, and when you yell against Vicky Guerrero or do something against Vicky, one of the most over heels and probably the most in the WWE history. And you also think these two characters, Ziggler and AJ, supposedly are against these the Big Guerrero, who came out as a heel, one of the most notorious heel managers GMs or what have you, whatever kind of title she has. She's not going to turn face. I don't know how is she going to turn face. She just can't turn face. I don't think she can. And Cena, who, let's be honest, seriously, he needs character development so bad. He desperately needs it. And it's a shame because it's been 10 years, and a lot of people hate John Cena and what have you. And he pushes my frustrations, but to me, the guy, is one of the most. To me, he's up there. Granted, he's not Hulk Hogan or anything else, but he's right there with Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, in my personal opinion. There's guys who are good, but just not up in that elite stratosphere. Not a bad place to be, mind you. But anyway, let's get on talk about these news announcements. Let's get on with the WWE. Supposedly, ladies and gentlemen, there has been some breaking news about WrestleMania. Supposedly, guess what? They are actually really considering Triple H, ladies and gentlemen, Triple H versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Again, what? Why? No, seriously. Why? Why are they going to do this match again? I really don't care about this match. I did not like this match at SummerSlam. I didn't like the build-up. I didn't like everything else. I just didn't care. I didn't even care about this at all. I really thought it was one of the most lackluster main events in WWE history. And let's add on to the fact, ladies and gentlemen, let's add something into it. In fact, when the match ended, I think Triple H was going to get that great chair. No, he got you tapped out. Everybody you tapped out, trying to get his trying to get his last going more like Shawn Michaels and something like he got from WrestleMania. His supposedly end of an era match. Seriously, I thought that would be the end of Triple H. And I know a lot of people think it has to be The Undertaker, but I don't think so. In fact, I really wish to have Lesnar Taker. Just have Lesnar Taker because that's a money match. Also, Taker Cena. So I think that's going to happen at WrestleMania 30. If not so. Because I think that those are one of the last money matches out there. And I would like to hear, but, I would love to hear what you guys think of what last money matches should be. Leave us some in the comments or on YouTube and SureTac or what have you. Because I just think that The Undertaker should not be facing Triple H again. Do you agree with him facing Triple H again? I don't know. But I just don't see anything really remotely better about it. It just seems like it's just, again, really, I'm just really hopeful that they do something more. Especially, Ryback. I feel like Ryback's going to be shut out. I think Ryback is probably going to, and I have my misgivings of Ryback. I like the character, but sometimes in the last two main event matches he was in, to me, he's like, that huge destruction guy who can just beat the crap out of you, just no cells and such. It's good, but to me, it's only good to a point. And that's the thing about Ryback, is that he's not like Batista, who can sell. Batista can sell and can play the guy in pale or what have you, and actually can get knocked down and get, phased or what have you. And he has that cool factor, and he has that personality. Ryback, on the other hand, seems to me like another big, giant, generic guy who, like Mason Ryan, who will probably, he's there until someone does a deal. Let's be honest, then after Ryback in his current form, if he turns heel, not if, but when he turns heel, what are you going to do with him? After he turns heel and he gets that huge, giant victory, then what? I don't see the Feed Me More guy Ryback will probably reach a plateau. I just don't see him reaching that level, what have you. That's just my personal opinion. Anyway, and anyway, here's some other interesting news right now. Speaking of WrestleMania and connecting to it, the WWE Hall of Fame. And I know a lot of people who think it's going to be a Hall of Fame. There's a lot of people who in this year's Hall of Fame, I don't know who's going to be in this Hall of Fame class. Some say Mr. Martino might get into, but he's being warmed up, and I think he's got a better type of relationship with WWE. He just doesn't like the way it's being booked. I agree with that. I don't agree with what he needs, what he wants to see in wrestling, but I do agree the wrestling today is not that good. But guess who is? Supposedly, the WWE, according to PWInsider.com, the WWE recently reached out to Martha Hart, Owen Hart's widow, to include Owen Hart into the WWE Hall of Fame as part of a settlement with Martha Hart to end the pending lawsuit she has against the company. But unfortunately, she turned the offer down, and WWE is hoping that in time the lawsuit will be thrown out. It is, for me personally, I think as much as a lot of people would love to have Owen Hart in the Hall of Fame, and I would love to see it too. It was one of the most underrated Hearts. But I think honestly, it's time to let it go. I think it's time to let it go. I don't think it's not going to happen. I think she is set in her ways. And thanks to, I know I don't want to be as mean or what have you, she lost her husband and father of her children due in part to WWE's incompetence. During that whole stint of him falling down on that wire or what have you, the negligence of the WWE, they should have rechecked him getting down. What have you. It's just really is something that the WWE, the way they had him just laying down trying to be like Sting, and it just blew them back. It really is disturbing. Just disturbing how the way he died. But I still think that over the edge. I think the pay-per-view died. I think it was 98. I think. I still think WWE should have not continued the show because I think there were a lot of guys with hearts on that. And the fans, I don't think the fans want to just say sorry, the show's over. Maybe I know I'm probably dredging up old wounds, but I just don't think it is. What have you? I don't know. I don't know what the thing to do at that point. Anyway, I'm going to be taking a little break here. We'll be right back, and I'll be talking about lighter elements. TNA's bringing back of Sting. We'll be right back here, ladies and gentlemen, here live on the Dukect Lounge. Remember, you can always listen to me live every Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on TalkShoe.com. And if you're not listening live on TalkShoe.com, remember, you can always listen on YouTube, my YouTube channel, Dukect, and YouTube channel, my Blip page, also on ScrewAttack.com, and any other radio websites. I can basically spread my podcasts all over the world. Anyway, anywhere I can go to. If you have any more video sharing sites and such, listen in the comments so I can spread it around. All right, anyway, we'll be right back right after this. Stay here in the Dukect Lounge. are back, ladies and gentlemen, live here on the Dukect Lounge. Phone number, as always, is 724-444-7444. The phone number right now, if you want to call in, is 724-444-7444. The call ID to connect to me, Dukect, is 92417. Once again, the call ID is 92417. Also, if you want to use the shoe phone to connect to me, as always, you can use the computer. You can download the TalkShoe Pro 2.0 app at TalkShoe.com, and then you can come in and download that. It's free, and then you can just get in there. You can get in there. You can connect and talk to me on your computer if you got a mic or what have you. It's better than wasting your minutes. Or using a landline phone. So if anyone has landline phones anymore besides me. Anyway, let's get on to the other topics. Let's talk about Sting. Yes, TNA. Or TNA and Sting, what have you. So, guess what, people? Sting is coming back. Hooray, 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 hooray. Yes, Sting. Because, hey, TNA needs something to do, and they just don't want to do anything else besides Sting. And don't get me wrong, I respect Sting. I think Sting is a legend. And to me, personally, Sting is one of the key moments in the WCW, the war between WWF and WCW back in the day. It was Sting, the NWO, Cruiserweights, what have you, taking on the likes of Stone Cold Steve Austin, Rock, Triple H, and what have you, the whole Attitude Era and such. Was really, I think it was the most important thing right there. It was the whole presentation, people. It was that. It was so exciting. But yet, it's over. It's been over for a long time. Sting needs to go. I really, really, really wish that Sting could just retire. TNA doesn't need Sting. And what have you. I know you guys don't need. I don't miss Sting when he's gone. I think it's better because there'll be a lot more younger guys, what have you. And I know I haven't watched lately. TNA, I've been, relaxing. I know they go that tape schedules and such since the holidays. And usually when they do holiday episodes, it's not that good. It's usually just bland and just filling out until next year, until a week later when they can start going live again. That's what I feel like TNA is doing. So I'm not going to be watching more TNA Impact for a while, until next year. Let's see. Yeah, I would maybe I'd be fun of a live rest. No. I'll probably be busy at MagFest, just chilling and going crazy at MagFest. Speaking of which, I will be going to MagFest. Let's see, was it MagFest 11? Yes, it's MagFest 11. It is. Well, since the world didn't come to an end, I will be going. MagFest 11, 4 days of fun and adventure. Myself, I'm going to be there. I know many people are going to be there. Dukect Lounge will not be, on because I'm going to be there at shows. If I could find a way to talk to you, do a live show, I would. In fact, I wish I was popular so I could do a live podcast in MagFest. But one day, people, one day I will. And trust me, I'll find a way to do it. And I'll find a way to actually do some really interesting stuff. Anyway, let's get on with it. Let's get back onto Sting. It just seems to me, there's no much story to tell with Sting. I know he has Vendor Doc, but I just feel like Sting doesn't. He is not good in the ring anymore. He is downright terrible in the ring. I feel like everything else in his promos and such have really gone to drain. He's 53, and as much as he actually looks good for his age, dude usually needs to wear a T-shirt when he wrestles. I'm like, dude, seriously, no, just stop. In fact, TNA needs to get rid of a lot of those guys. I mean, Sting, RVD, a lot of these other guys. They need to start Sting, RVD, a lot of these, Devon as well. I'm tired of him. I don't want to watch him go and wrestle for 500. I mean, seriously. I'm just waiting to the inevitable him and Bully Ray to start. And by the way, when did that get dropped? Are they going to save that for Lockdown again? Because they weren't doing that whole Bully Ray and Devon, what have you. Hopefully, after the Bully Ray and Hulk Hogan saga, which Hulk Hogan is, and he is confusing personal with business, what have you. He should, what have you. So hopefully when that thing's situated and done, we can finally move on and have Bully Ray take on Devon, take him out and have a good champ. I really hope Bully Ray wins the title sometime soon. What have you. I like it. Anyway. I just wish TNA could actually start putting people over who I start to like. Jeff Hardy is basically in the mid-card now, and Aries is with this whole Bully Ray stuff. It's more in the main event when he was when he was champion. He was the main event, so it's really interesting. And I'm hopeful that when someone else did Jeff Hardy with his weird and disturbing promos to him, and we don't know what his promos are. I mean, his promos are in his head, right? But we can hear them. I don't know. But I'll give TNA this. Even though, I get that to him, but Jeff Hardy this. He has been working his ass off. His matches when he came back were good to great, some good, solid to really good. In fact, some could say great. But I'm still, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I should not, maybe I'm being still judgmental. I still think TNA should have fired him after his whole situation, after the entire Victory Road 2011. I mean, if that's not a fireable offense, then what is? And I know people should have second chances. I believe in second chances. But when you do something like that, it's just, when is that happening again? And I know Pugsley said, a person who I'm really liking, who goes on these risks, what I do on RBT TV, what have you, on Raw is Sin. If you haven't listened, by the way, you should. We're not going to be online until maybe next year. So, whenever we start like live episodes and such, I'll have you on, somewhere. But she says basically that he wasn't on drugs, or what have you. Me personally, if you're not clear to compete, if you're not on drugs or what have you, and you're not clear to compete, you should not be in the ring. In fact, I laid out on TNA. To me, if he's not, I'm like, dude, he's late. You think Vince McMahon would put up with this crap? And you're going to like the most backwater pay-per-view stuff. Vince like, you're going to be here on time. He's late, you're done. You're out. And he came out late and he's tired or what have you, you're done. All right, fired. Get the hell out. That should have been happened. Someone needs to go do that instead of embarrassing not only yourself, your company, but also making sure that your wrestlers it's safe in that ring. If Jeff Hardy was unable to compete, he should not have gone out there and restacked the whole daggone card. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I need to move on from that, but it still bothers me to this very day. Well, anyway, Sting. Bottom line, people, Sting needs to go. I think he needs to retire. And honestly, I just don't really care about him anymore. And I think most of you will agree. If not, hey, you enjoy him, God bless you. But me personally, I'm done with Sting. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me live in the Dukect Lounge. I will be back once again next week. We'll probably do some nice year-end stuff. a year-end review, what have you. Probably will be talking about, the best matches and what have you. It's not going to be awards, so just me reminiscing on the best matches and such of, best matches I've seen. And your participation. Remember, you can join in, too, here on the Dukect Lounge with the chat room, and you can always call in. Anyway, thank you so much. It's Dukect here. Peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.